on the right with the red ankle band, Kaynan. Duarte on the left with the blue ankle band is Tim Spriggs. And
fans at home may notice the clock is a bit different than your typical Who's Number One match. These finals are 30 minutes, which means the athletes are going to have to be very calculated when they approach such a long period. And you do not want to gas early, especially when the stakes are this high.
No surprise to see some clinch fighting initially in this match. You know that Spriggs is not the kind of guy to pull guard in a match. And while Kaynan certainly has absolutely no problem whatsoever in working from the bottom position, I imagine that he would not elect to work from the bottom too soon against the guy as dynamic and agile passer as Tim Spriggs. And that's an interesting tie-up right there, because Kaynan has displayed some well-developed wrestling techniques over the last year or so. Basically, since ADCC, he's shown that he is a very competent wrestler. Has shown that here at Who's Number One, and there is a guard pull immediately into an open guard. Single leg X, looking for the sweep. I was talking about the clinching techniques that he would use to set up takedowns, but he's elected just to bypass that entirely. Let's get the match to the mat.
I love it. And, you know, it does prove Gordon Ryan right here. If you guys caught the pre-show, he thought that Kaynan may elect not to wrestle for very long and to just simply pull guard. It's certainly one way to slow down Tim Spriggs is to tie him up here, and Kaynan has done that masterfully very quickly in this match. But Tim displayed some excellent guard passing against Tex Johnson yesterday, eventually passing Tex's guard. Not an easy thing to do. See if he can bring that here with Kaynan Duarte. Yeah,
and not only did he pass the guard, but he was able to avoid Tex's A-game, which is the very dangerous leg locks. Now, we've seen that Kaynan, over this last year or so, has spent a lot of time developing those techniques. We can say that the ADCC campaign that he enjoyed in his weight division, flawless. Take the gold medal there. And yet, very well remembered his submission loss to Lachlan Giles in the absolute division, and then followed it up in 2020, a very notable submission loss via heel hook to Roberto Cyborg. So, in that time since, he spent a lot of time developing leg attacks and has since won multiple matches via leg lock, including very recently a submission win over Mateus Diniz at the Road to ADCC, submitting a fellow ADCC champion with a something of an exotic leg lock, let's call it.
Yes. Yes, very, very dominant performance there, and try to use the same setup there for the cloverleaf against Cal Baim in his first match, unsuccessfully, but it did force a back take. So that's definitely in his arsenal right now. But Tim Spriggs doing a great job of staying out of danger and staying nimble right now. Kaynan is doing his best to control the posture of Tim, but Tim is keeping things very even at the moment.
Yeah, keeping a heavy base and keeping his ankles as far back as possible, out of danger. Kaynan very much insisting on this. What looks like a heel hook now. Kind of a loose heel hook, but still, that's of course a reaction there from...
Definitely a grimace on the face of Spriggs. Felt that.
Oh, we see something of a calf slicer here from the back now. Spriggs could be in trouble. I saw a little wince on his face there for a moment. Kaynan coming up high. He wants to come up on top. Now, he could force a submission, but he'll exactly use this as... Oh, nice escape there from Spriggs. It looked like Kaynan was going to come up on top and use that leg entry to reverse position, but Spriggs, man, it is so hard to hold him down.
It's true, and a great opportunistic move right there, using a little kick-out sweep. Very clever, and now Spriggs is back on top where he'd prefer to be. Now, judges' favor will still be in effect throughout our finals matches, but the periods will be moved to 20 and 10 minutes respectively. So keep an eye out as we approach that in the next 5 minutes here.
A little reminder, the rules here in the finals are a little different. 30-minute matches, and of course the judges' favor, a very helpful and very well received part of the game to let you know who the judges have ahead on the scorecards at certain points in the match. As it's a 30-minute match, we'll be calling the judges' favor at the 10 and 20-minute mark, should the match go that far, as opposed to every 5 minutes. But we know you guys love the judges' favor, so don't worry, it's coming. Feel a little more urgency in Spriggs here now that he's had a taste of Spriggs's. He's had a taste of Kaynan's guard now, and I feel that he's comfortable enough now to start opening up and start attacking a little.
What we saw yesterday from Spriggs was a really nice distance-based game where he would be a little bit out of range and then close the distance very rapidly in order to, attempt a pass or secure a pass rather. And I think we'll see more of the same here. Dives in at the moment, but I think the moment he feels a little bit of pressure from bottom, he may try and elect to back out and go in again at his own rate.
Interesting on the other side this time. If you notice that Kaynan, we don't generally see him play guard on this side. He's elected to pull and to try and trap Spriggs's left leg. Now, most grapplers have a dominant side. Most grapplers, whether they're right or left-handed, they will favor a side to pass, they will favor a side to play guard. And usually they'll have one set of techniques they use on one side and one set of techniques they use on the other. Marcelo Garcia was very famous to explaining this, that he was explaining about how he has one game on one side of his body and one game on the other. And not everybody has to train the same techniques on both sides, but that could mean that maybe Kaynan, well, he worked on Spriggs' right leg. Maybe he's thinking it's time to explore what there is on the left side.
It's true, and it's a benefit of a 30-minute match, right, where you have time to explore your options, feel your opponent's reactions, and not have the threat of the clock for quite some time. Kind of entering into deep half here. Spriggs trying to step over, successfully does so, looking for a leg.
Dropping back for a leg attack of his own is Tim Spriggs now. Forcing a reaction from submission. Tim Spriggs wins by submission.